YBS Scola, a young fire artist coming straight from Baltimore, campaigning with Young Baller Shine and YBS, here to motivate the young niggas all over, man. Ain't no looking back, like I got these people attention, man. I gotta show them what the streets been missing for real, like what the industry needs. Fuck the violence, fuck the leave the violence home, man. Just try to get some money, man. We ain't really like, we ain't no gangsters, you know what I'm saying? We ain't sweet though, but we ain't no gangsters. We just motivate niggas, get you the money, man. Be a hustler, man. Like that gangster shit, you either get your ass killed, nobody like leeching, everybody they own, man. And we moving as a team, you dig what I'm saying? Like we ain't chasing like, you know what I mean, that wild, crazy shit. We ain't like giving these kids like to be running around with guns. We giving them motivation, get some. You got niggas like that instead of giving props, like yo, I'm gonna give them niggas. Them niggas been doing this shit for years and running. They fucking with so and so. They really getting money. They ain't hating on nobody. I'ma just get with them, but nigga, I'd rather throw a shot and then once you cross, you lost. Like you done now. You feel me? Cross that line, you gotta stay there. So you got cities like Atlanta is hope. You dig what I'm saying? You got shit like Cali, all that like big ass places, hope. Baltimore, ain't no. You got motherfuckers like never even thought about coming in like for a vacation. Like it's you know what I mean? This city like known for violence and for murder and heroin. You dig what I'm saying? Baltimore, it ain't your typical city. It's small. There's nobody that never made it before the artists here now today. You dig what I'm saying? Like, there's no artist that's you know of that's touching millions and didn't 30 a show. You dig what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I wouldn't know. It's like this a small for this city to be so small, the violence so high. It's just like, man, get to the money, stay out the way. So
racks on me, nigga.
A young fire artist coming straight from Baltimore, campaign.
Bitch ass security, nigga.
Damn nigga run up on me. Damn nigga run up on me. Snap the chain on, watch, you ain't gon' make it till the night morning.
Yo, what's up, people? We is back. Another day on Keep It G News. And they all wins in Baltimore City, y'all, to talk about a rapper that I probably should have been talked about from Baltimore. And that's a rapper by the name of YBS Scola. Now, YBS Scola, y'all, which y'all gonna find out if you didn't already know, wasn't originally supposed to be the face of YBS. You know, he actually got put into this position through unfortunate circumstances. And those circumstances that I'm speaking of is the death of Lord Scoota. Now, before Lord Scoota died, y'all, YBS, the brand, the imprint, the campaign, which they would call it, was doing everything on the rise in the city. You know, they made it look real good. They was probably one of the first groups that really got together. And it was guys from different parts of the city, from Emerson Village, from Pennsylvania Avenue. And they put this together under one umbrella. And they was rising. Doing real good. Probably one of the first rap groups, or I don't really want to call them a rap group, but one of the first rap labels that really extended outside of the city, you know. They made their way to Philly. You're going to find out they linked up with Meek Mills. You understand? Made their way to D.C. Linked up with Shy Glizzy. Like, YBS Scola and YBS, the campaign, was on a rise in Baltimore City. And they weren't the only ones at this time. Y'all always know when I speak about the years 2014 to 2016 when Baltimore hip-hop really was making a name for itself. You know, because for a long time, Baltimore has always been known for club music. Not saying that we didn't have rappers, but along with this uprising in Baltimore hip-hop, like I told y'all, the internet was kind of moving in the same direction. So this is the first time that we really put it to the world that, yo, Baltimore have something to say, and we should be looked at as a force in music, rap music in particular. But what you're going to find out in this video is, though YBS Scola was forced into the limelight, YBS, the campaign, suffered a lot of losses. A lot of unfortunate things happened in this rise of YBS Scola because YBS Scola was the second artist on the label. the first artist was Skola.
Trying to get out the city, I ain't trying out the city. They don't get it though, they don't really feel me though. Yeah, cause I don't put no guns in my video. Waiting on me to go, well here it go. In the coupe getting high, sitting low. Do so much, I don't even care. Used to eat cold cuts, now 5-star meals. Used to steal from my mother, now help her with the bills. And I'm still in the field, still get a nigga killed. If she ain't my bitch, I don't care how she feel, I'm getting rich. You ain't never gonna know how I feel.
Skola, y'all, was the heart of Baltimore City, y'all. You know what I mean? I said this, and I have made this on numerous videos that, yo, I never seen one person have that much support in a city like that. Like, it was really a good thing to witness. But I always talk about you can have a whole city of love and have a few haters, and that few haters override the whole city of love. And that's exactly what happened to Lord Scoota, because Lord Scoota was killed after a charity basketball game at Morgan State.
Moments after leaving a peace festival, an up-and-coming Baltimore rapper was gunned down at a busy Northeast Baltimore intersection. Now, as police search for his killer, an eyewitness recounts the bloody ambush. WJ investigator Mike Halgren is live at City Police Headquarters with the investigation and that new interview. Mike?
Denise, this gunman likely had help, and the murder has come to a shock to the many young people who looked up to Lord Scoota. His career was just starting to take off, and that eyewitness describes the startling way his life ended. Despite a record number of tips, police have not arrested anyone for gunning down up-and-coming young rapper Tyrese Watson, known as Lord Scoota.
I'm living better than I was, but I'm still in the trenches.
They do believe someone targeted him as he left a peace rally at Morgan State University, tracking him as he drove toward the intersection of Moravia and Hartford. This eyewitness, who asked we conceal her identity, describes the brazen attack in chilling detail.
He just had a white t-shirt over his head. He was backing up, walking backwards, and he fired 7 shots. And then he jumped into a green vehicle. And the next thing you know, I'm ducking and running. It was unbelievable. Something like you would see in the movie. It's sickening. It disgusts me. He could have killed an innocent bystander. Bullets do not have a name.
Police are looking for any video from the Morgan rally that could lead them to the killer.
Somebody else is holding a piece of the puzzle that we can use. That's what we're seeking at this point.
Think I got the bird flu. I'm tired of salad packs. I think I need a bird or two.
Y'all, when Skoota died, y'all, I don't know how it affected people that was like in his inner circle that may have knew him personally and, you know, may have looked at him a certain type of way, but for the casual fan of Baltimore music, man, people was hurt. I'm talking about the kids and adults the same. Like, I can tell you where I was when I first got the news that Skoota got shot. You understand? Like, one of them situations, like, most people can tell you where they was when Michael Jackson died. That's what Skoota was to Baltimore City. And he wasn't the only one. We still had Moose, but I think at this time, Moose was going through what he was going through with the Gun Trace Task Force. I did a video on that. But at that time, y'all, it felt like Skoota was the only hope. And I spoke about how in our city, we never had a spokesman. You know, we had people like Drew Hill, and we had entertainers like Carmelo, basketball players.
Baltimore not going to be the same after this.
Pray for Baltimore, world. Pray for us, man. We going through it right now.
Like, they really killed nigga spokesperson. Like,
Hannah, your baby mother, had her. That bitch you with, had her. I got bras in Atlanta. Tell Alexis Scott I'm trying to have her. Know some bad hoes.
We from Baltimore City. All that geographical, we ain't with that.
yeah.
Baltimore City.
One, gun violence is stupid. It don't solve nothing. It just creates more death.
A lot of the youth who looked up to him are definitely going to, you know, feel like, hey, look, things are not achievable.
Fucking all of these rappers, horse, a bikini bottom, I'm diving in it. No SpongeBob, fuck square niggas, my circle eating over here, nigga.
But hip-hop is always the spokespeople for the streets. So Baltimore never had a spokesperson for the streets like Skoota was, at least for West Baltimore. You know, Skoota's style and his lyrics was the epitome of growing up in West Baltimore, walking these West Baltimore streets, hustling these West Baltimore streets, and people appreciated it. People got behind it. So when he died, y'all, it was devastating for the city. And it left the city with a lot of questions. A lot of people was wondering why. Why would you kill Scoota? Why would you kill the spokesperson for the streets? Now, the details of Scoota's death actually came out relatively fast, you know. They said it was a retaliation thing. One of his homeboys, this is just the story that the news got. One of his homeboys did something earlier that day, and they caught Scoota coming from the charity basketball game. But you would think on Scoota's side, people was going to be upset. Now, I don't know what happened in the meantime, in between time, you know, as far as the back and forth and what the beef was about. But Scoota was the first loss of YBS. Devastated the city, devastated the county. I think the whole Baltimore metropolitan region was upset and was left with questions. And like I said, the questions was why. The questions was who's going to step into this role next. But before those questions got a chance to get answered, YBS took another loss. And that loss came by the way of Lil Scoota manager, Trues.
Less than 2 weeks after up-and-coming rapper Lil Scoota was killed leaving a peace rally, his friend and business partner is murdered, and police are trying to solve now both crimes. WJZ is live at City Police Headquarters. George Solis with new information about both investigations. George?
Denise, WJZ telling police that Trayvon Lee gunned down outside his home last night near Druid Hill Park. Now, we should note that Lee was Lil Scoota's former manager. Police have not named a suspect in either fatal shooting. WJZ on scene Wednesday as a Northwest Baltimore community is wrapped in crime tape and a sea of police. Reports of a fatal shooting in the 2300 block of Anoka Avenue. WJZ is learning the victim is 24-year-old Trayvon Lee, who was the owner of Lil Scoota's record label, the Baltimore rapper who was laid to rest last week. At this point, police say it's purely coincidental that the two each other, as it's too early to say whether the two shootings are definitively connected.
It does not appear that Lil Scoota was actually the person who committed the violent act earlier. It appears that he might have been associated with the person who committed a violent act.
They're calling Trayvon Lee's shooting a targeted attack. He was shot several times outside his home. He was taken to a hospital where he later died.
Now, I don't know, and if I did know, I probably wouldn't say it anyway, if True's death was related to any type of retaliation involving Scoota, but True's wasn't even the first person that got shot in this whole ordeal. I spoke about Chano, who was real close to Meek Mills, and I think that was Scoota connection to Meek Mills, because Chano ride bikes and he got deals with energy drinks and, you know. But Chano was actually shot way before Scoota got shot. Not way before, but at least a couple months before Scoota got shot. Now Scoota is murdered. Now, I don't know what went on after Scoota's death, but now you got Trues, another YBS guy, was murdered right in front of his mother's house. So I told y'all people was left with questions. And I said we had the question why. So that question got answered. But the other question was who's going to step up? Because YBS was the closest thing that we had to seeing major mainstream success. But it was only one artist. And that one artist,
getting money. Yeah, you might catch me leaning on the lane, but nah, I ain't no junkie. Got 20,000 on me, y'all 20s. When the bro nigga talk shit, whip out all hundreds.
Whole lot of this, whole lot of that. Me and my niggas got a whole lot of stress. My arm real strong, I move real smooth. Even OGs, they call me a champ. My know in the pocket.
Songs I just played for y'all, if you from outside the city, those songs was dropped before Scoota's death. But that's the only body of work we had at this time of YBS Scola. We didn't have anything else. All we had was that. And that's a good sample of work, you know. 2 songs, both of them was hits, especially I Got Money and shit. I can't even say especially I Got Money because whole lot of money, that was my shit. If you was getting money at the time when Skola was dropping those hits, man, you had to feel them. You had to feel them. I'm talking about the money thrown in the air, brought the whole block out. I'm like, yeah, this is Baltimore. This is Emerson Village. You know, I used to be around Uplands back in the day, so I ain't too foreign from the village and the lifestyle over there in Emerson Village. So Skola represented that. Represented it well. And off the heels of Scoota's death, people like, damn, y'all, what the fuck can Skola? You know, this is at the time, like I told y'all, schools, at least to us, Scoota was up here. So Skola had some big shoes to fill, you know. And a lot of people will succumb to that type of pressure when you got a guy And I know a lot of the world didn't know Scoota. I know as far as the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, Delaware, probably up to New York, Philly. Most people knew who Scoota was. Actually, when Scoota died, I think his death made Say Cheese in a lot of them blogs, even though they didn't post him when he was alive. But a lot of people will succumb to that pressure. But you're going to find out in this video that Skola.
I always knew how to rap on a freestyle tip. Or I just get in the booth like on some random tip, rap, make a hard song. Like, say for instance, like random out the blue on them. Just, if it's 2015, I just make a song, but I don't make another one for the next 3 years type shit. Like, I do that back 15, like make a song, but the hood always go crazy though. But I never was taking it serious. But once we got YBS, and I'm like, we really was on some musical shit, and School was rapping, and I was just in the studio, I just got to dipping and dabbing at it again. And then it was like, once the what you call I had got, the reaction I had got, once I had dropped like one song, it was like, oh no, this shit, I can't slow down or play with it no more. This shit done got out of control. Like, they trying to pay to see me. So I'm like, shit, I didn't do this shit too. And I was doing it, but not as much as I was when he was alive. Like, we ain't even had that many songs. We probably had like, all together 5, 10 songs, and he was in the studio every day.
Oh shit.
Cause I might go to the studio with him every day of the week, or bump it, like go to the studio with him 2, 3 days out of the week, but made one song, and he might make 15, 5 a day, you feel me? I might jump on one little quick freestyle with him or something. Cause I wasn't really into it, I wasn't really doing it, I wasn't really into it, it wasn't really my thing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where were you at mentally when he passes away? Did you feel like giving up on the music, or?
Hell no. No, the last thing I felt was giving up.
In Skola's shoes for a minute, y'all. Like I said, if you from outside the city, how I just depicted who Scoota was and what he meant to the city. Now, put yourself in Skola's position where now you the only rapper on the label and everybody's looking at you. What you gonna do, Skola? You feel me? Like, yo, you are at this point our only hope. And I think Skola adopted that mentality of it's on me now. But you heard what he said. Giving up was never an option. And I always speak about when you suffer these deaths growing up in these environments, it's either 2 ways you can go. You know, either you can keep going or you can let it put you in a state of depression and now you struggling trying to figure out how to get to the next point in life because you still dealing with pain, regret, or sorrow from things that you've been through or experienced in your past. Well, you find out that Skola kept it going. And you heard some of the music that Skola put out, but like I said, that's all we had at the time, but that didn't stop Skola because he still has relationships. I think him and Chino was close at that time. I ain't sure their relationship now, they could still be close, but Meek Mills was always a part of the equation, you know, because the relationship with Chino. So when Scoota died, Meek Mills posted it. Meek Mills and YBS had some type of bond together. And through that bond, Skola ended up tying himself to Meek Mills. And this at the time, y'all, Meek Mills is at the top of the game. That's why, if you don't know, I don't never really be too hard on Meek because I know what Meek has done for the city. You know, Meek played an important role, or at least he tries to, when making sure that rappers from our city is getting exposure, making sure they getting their just due, because coming from Baltimore, we don't get that. It seems like we got to work 10 times as hard as the next rapper. Look at YG Tech, who I think is probably one of the best rappers in the game, but he still hasn't cracked mainstream. But y'all know how I always talk about in hip-hop, you got to strike while the iron is hot. So during this time, Meek Mills was going through what he was going through with the criminal justice system. I think Meek Mills ended up getting locked up. Skola goes back to the city, and he ended up catching a firearms charge, which you're going to hear about later in the video, because people was throwing out wild allegations that's unfounded and unproven. But Skola's talked about his whole situation with Dreamchasers and Meek Mills and how it ended up. And I want y'all to listen to what Skola had to say.
As long as I get some records, everybody be at my front door. Like at one point I had my father, I had a label, Atlanta Records, trying to get at me, but I I had already agreed to something with Meek. So instead of me like Atlantic Records spent back through, I was gonna go to Atlantic Records with Meek. So instead of me going around Meek straight to Atlantic like I could have, I still went with Meek. And my deal went to somebody else. And where they at in their career and where I'm at is like this. But I just be like, it's a learning experience.
So what you think you were here and they're there?
No, they here. I feel like they went here. Okay. And I jive here, yeah.
Right. What happened with that situation though? With the Dreamchasers?
Man, cuz our business was straight. Our shit was like, it wasn't no whole bunch of misunderstandings. It was a 6 to 9 month management. That's it. If I want to keep going, I can. If I don't got to.
What made you not want to continue with that?
I probably went way over the 6 to 9 months, but it just was a matter of me like, I just took control back in my own hands, took matters in my own hands for real.
It's crazy because, you know, like coming up, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know about in your shoes, but I can only imagine. We like, yo, when is Meek going to sign Scoota? When is Meek going to sign Skola? When is he going to put these niggas on? He always reposting y'all. When is he going to put them on, right?
Facts.
And then you in a position where he manages you and it's like, nah, bro, I just want to take back control of what I got going on.
I did it and it's like, I ain't really feel no, I grew in it for sure, met people for sure, but it wasn't nothing that I couldn't really do on my own for real. Some stuff I couldn't do on my own, far as the relationships probably wouldn't have been never in these rooms, but far as like day to day what I was doing, I really was still doing the same shit day to day that I was doing before I even did it.
For the niggas that don't know, right, and they see it and they think is, yo, I get signed to Meek, I'm on, I'm good.
Right.
Explain to the artist that like how different it is being in it, being as far as versus being outside of it looking in.
I mean, it just depends, like whatever you signing, you just gotta make sure that shit on that contract. Don't be so fast to sign, have a good what you call with your lawyer, so at the end of the day you won't get the shit into the stick. Cause it's like, I knew what it was when I signed up. Some artists, and I be saying, they signing different stuff, and years later coming back like mad, but it's like, bro, you knew what it was when you signed up. So I just say be careful what you sign up for. You dig what I'm saying? Don't be so fast to sign with a nigga over verbal agreements or like just word of mouth. Whatever you sign, just make sure whatever you ask for is on black and white, so you can always have your what you call.
No, I definitely want to cross your T's, dot your I's.
Right, cross your T's, dot your I's.
But talk to me about like just some of the expectations going in it, right? Not knowing, like, again, man, I want to be signed to Meek. I'm thinking if Meek signed me, then I'm lit. I'm out of here. But in all reality, you still got to do the work. Talk to me about some of the expectations that you had going in it versus the reality that you saw in it.
See, me, for real, it was almost like it was me at the end of the day, because I really wasn't what I know now. See, if I went and signed with somebody what I know now, it'd be a little bit different. I still was rushing back home. You dig what I'm saying? I still was rushing back to Baltimore.
Let's talk about it.
I might leave cuz, he might be like, shit, I might come from DR or something with cuz on a jet. It's like some shit, real life experience and change scenes and shit like, damn. But then when I get home, then once that's over, I go straight back home for like a month or two. And I ain't been productive. You feel what I'm saying? Like one thing about cuz, he live in the studio. I done jumped on the song with Meek and Quavo that never came out. You feel what I'm saying? One thing about cuz, he definitely going like, he gonna give you the opportunity. But he, like cuz the type, Meek the type nigga, he wants you to get the same way he got it. You gotta grind. He ain't one of them type niggas like, yo, got it, giving a nigga 500,000. You know what I mean? Going viral on the internet, cuz he wants you work. As he should though, ain't nothing wrong with it, he wants you work. But you know, as a young niggas signing with a millionaire, they probably thinking like the glamorous side. They forgetting about that. They probably thinking, shit, I know I'm ready to get $1 million, move my family out of this. I know I'm ready to get $1 million within a snap. It ain't always like that. Sometimes you still gotta work. In my case was, I should have been working harder than ever for real. He already put me in the rooms. He already put me in conversation with this, that. I supposed to have been working more than what I was doing.
So it's kind of like you almost got complacent a little bit. It's like you kind of thought like I made it low key almost.
You get facts. The fact you get that you gonna have that once you See, some niggas gonna have that because I already had money, but I ain't had money that these guys had.
Right.
So if I'm signing and I'm already having on the jewelry and shit that I'm around the niggas that they just signed to get, I'm already like, shit, I made it. So our job was like more relaxed and hungry. I might be times I'm in the studio just like for a whole day or something, whole night. And I might just been smoking, just really just like all ears and eyes instead of like, man, let me jump on here. You feel me? If ain't nobody like manning up and actually saying it to me, like coming to me like, boy, you was a rat. If it's a fake page in a comment, or if it's like, how you get home? Or somebody serve me like, how you get home so fast? They say they had 5. Like, that shit don't really what you call me. As long as ain't nobody like putting a name on it, like, man, like say if it's Jay Hill, you on your interview like, man, Skola's a rat. Then I ain't got no problem.
See, that's what I can respect about YBS Scola. He ain't blame nobody. He ain't blame nobody. The average person would have been like, man, nah, Meek Mills ain't do this, that, and the third. You know, he put me in the runs, but he ain't put the bag behind me. He ain't really give me the work that I needed. He ain't do none of that. He said, yo, Meek gave me everything I needed. You know, it was up to me. I was in these runs. I didn't take advantage of the opportunity. And I think that is key when you're dealing with growth. That is key when you're dealing with success. You got to accept some level of accountability. Really, you really got to take all accountability, because blaming other people changes nothing. Blaming other people helps nothing. Even though I talked about how he went to jail, Meek Mills and Skola. And I think throughout that jail experience, it might have slowed them up, because I told y'all, you got to strike while the iron is hot. And the iron was hottest for Skola before he caught that case. Now, this case, you heard him speak about at the end of that clip where the term snitching came up. Now, I don't know where people got that from. Well, I think I got an idea. But I don't think that came from out of Baltimore, because if you knew at that time, Skola was on a box for like 2 years. So a lot of times when he was putting out music, he was still on home monitor. Like I told you, at this time, Meek is incarcerated as well. So he's on home monitor, still working, but some way, somehow, the word snitch come into the equation. And I think that came straight out of D.C. by the hands of Aunt Glizzy.
When you made that deal with the police, they told you can't smoke weed, bro. You smoking a hookah. If you smoke hookah, so if you put a vape pen or a hookah to your mouth, you a wild nigga.
I liked you way better when you was Gizzy Hype Man. What the fuck happened to you,
bro? You Gizzy Hype Man. He come to your city, you ride around following them in cars and that be you. Y'all give him the parade. We don't do that shit. That's some Baltimore. He get the dirt bikes. Bro, I be 100 dirt bikes behind Shaq Gizzy like he a motherfucking king. I be like, go ahead, Shaq, you that nigga.
Hey,
hey, bro. If Meek Mills can see this, bro, come sounding real nigga, cause this nigga got his father and his mother. This gangster, he do not. This nigga don't know nothing about an EBT card or nothing. But look though, Skola, all jokes aside, how the turn 5 years into nothing? How you home right now in bed and the men still out the bed?
I ain't gonna lie, and I got 5,000. You show me 20,000 cash. I cash app you 5,000.
I cash app you 5,000 right now. You tell me how you got out of jail. You keep getting quiet. The cat got your tongue.
You ain't even never caught a traffic ticket.
Bruh.
It'd be hard to explain a system.
I never been to jail, so can you explain to me how you get 5 years and turn it into nothing? I just want to know, because I never been to jail. Can you tell me I never been?
About to FaceTime Hefe, yo, tell me.
Now you want FaceTime Hefe. Okay, go ahead, call Hefe. Okay, go ahead, you want to call Hefe? You got to call your big homie?
I don't really think Hefe
got out of jail. Hefe can't tell you how you got out of jail, bruh. I never been to jail. I'm just asking the question. How did you get out of jail, bruh? You f***ed up, bruh. Like, you really okay, bruh. This is how I know you f***ed up. You go back to the hood with listen to me. You know I seen you. Time out. Do you know I seen you? The we outside.
Why you leave the club when I came in there when I was posting in DC?
Bruh, you came in there with the police. You had a nigga with a ski mask ass gun, black. So you ain't had no black nigga with no big vests with you? So you ain't had a police with you with the big rifles and the black vests? That wasn't you?
Man,
you took a picture with them on Instagram. They look like the niggas that be with 6ix9ine.
You seen that picture on Instagram?
No, they look like the niggas that be with 6ix9ine. I got you. Hey, bro, I got you on video, bro. We got the video of you with the security niggas. We got the footage. My cameraman was there, bro.
Put the footage on your page right now. You bluffing like a bum.
So you wasn't with security, the ass niggas in the block.
Why are you bluffing, yo?
No. I'm asking you a question. Just say you wasn't.
I was in DC. I was in DC Sunday.
Security, the black niggas in the black. That's all I'm asking.
I was in DC. If you got any members,
I told y'all. Now you talking all over the place. Okay,
I was in DC Sunday. Ask them.
We ain't gonna put you on blast about that. You seen me? You ain't say nothing.
Why you lead up? Why you lead?
I was there the whole time. I swear to God, I stayed there the whole night too. Like till all was over. I was there longer than you. You left. I was there longer than you. I got the video footage, bro. My camera was there. I was there longer than you.
Oh, you was waiting for me out front?
Nah, bro. I was on the same stage you was on.
Why you lead though? Why you lead?
I was with the man. You was with.
I did 2 years on house arrest. I went to jail. I went to jail for 9 months and earned it. I never had a year on house arrest. Came home.
You earned it. Time out.
You don't know about the system.
You earned time out. You earned it.
You a joke.
You earned it. You earned it. I get it. You talking in codes. You earned it. I get what I get. Hey, bro, my uncle been in jail 33 years. He only earned 2 cents a day. You earned. How the did you earn what? Like what?
Man, listen, man. Show me $2,000. I will cash up you $3,000 for the world.
You tell me how you, bro. Where your paperwork at? Where your PSI, bro? Show your PSI. You got where your PSI, bro? Where your paperwork at, bro? Show your paperwork.
I got EP.
Show your paperwork, bro. What's up with you, bro?
I got EP just dropped.
Hey, you ain't that same nigga no more. You can't hold. Like, why Meek send you back to Baltimore, bro? I thought you was never going back to the hood. I thought you was signed to Dreamchasers. You was chasing dreams up. Low for you, Skola. YBS Scorching. That's your new name, you hot. How you get out of jail?
Oh, I thought you was telling us.
Oh, this nigga a joke, bro. Him right there, so you was a joke.
Yeah, nigga, don't listen to him, yeah, nigga.
Wait, are you real?
No,
yeah, I'm real. I'm realer than your dad.
Wait, are you talking to me?
Oh my God!
I know why you did it. You had to get back home to the young boy.
Son.
Now, like I told y'all, Skola ain't telling on nobody. It wasn't nothing to tell on. He got caught with a pistol. He took accountability. Like, based off of how Skola talks about his whole Dreamchaser experience, this ain't a person that's telling on people. You know, most rats don't take accountability. And you saying in that clip, he took full accountability. Plus, if you know anything about the system, you know that if you, especially with the state system, I know the feds are a little different, but if you on home monitor, that counts into all your good time. Not all your good time, but all your time. So with Skola catching 5 years, no parole, he do 2.5 years on the box. He only got what, maybe a year left jail time. And that's what he did. Maybe 8 months to a year. And he came home. Now, if you're from the outside and don't understand the system, like I think Anglers ain't never been in no real trouble, you know, and I think he was just joking, but some people really believed it. I'm going to keep it all real. Never crossed my mind. Never doubted him. I know Shorty's solid, but some people really believed it. But you see how he cleared that up with Jay Hill. He said, man, look, people say it on the internet. Ain't nobody never said it to my face, because I think a person would be dead wrong to come to Shorty and say something so outlandish without really knowing the system. Because he did his time. He did his time, and he came home, and he got back to work. But at this time when he got back to work, some people might think that Skola missed his wave. But you can only miss your wave when you give up. I always talk about that. It's no such thing as losing. Only when you quit. Only when you give up. As long as you keep going, eventually everything falls right in line. And Skola got the help. Skola got the people in this corner. But I've been speaking about this whole video of the losses that Skola has been taking even before hip-hop, in his YBS campaign. And one of the more notable losses is a guy by the name of Lips. Because this is the thing about the streets, y'all. You don't always got to lose people to the graveyard. You can also lose people to prison.
Of a second-degree murder. That is the verdict for the man accused in the deadly shooting of 7-year-old Taylor Hayes just last summer.
WMAR 2 News' Erin McPherson was in the courtroom when the verdict was announced, and she joins us live from right outside the courthouse with reaction from the family tonight. Erin.
Now, Now, Keon Gray had 19 charges today. A jury found him guilty of 7 of those. Now, the family of Taylor Hayes has been in the courtroom for the entire trial. They said they did not want to speak until a verdict was reached, and today they expressed their relief.
Dancing. She loved it dancing. I know she up there dancing and singing.
Family members talk about 7-year-old Taylor Hayes. She was shot and killed last year in the backseat of a car in southwest Baltimore. Wednesday, a jury found Keon Gray guilty of second-degree murder.
We are just glad and we are happy that we are getting justice before it's senseless. The violence has got to stop. It's got to stop. She was 7 years old. She didn't get to do anything. Nothing at all. She didn't have her first dance, anything. And we are just glad that justice is being served.
When the verdict was announced in the courtroom, Taylor's mom cried out.
Any mother would be emotional, like any mother. I mean, I was emotional. It was tough.
This is Taylor's uncle. He says the family is just happy this process is finally over.
We're more than happy. I know she more than happy, but it's over with, you know what I mean? So we just gonna enjoy this and get ready for the next chapter. It's a relief, but there's nothing can bring her back.
Gray was found guilty of 6 other charges. 1 for first-degree assault against Darnell Holmes. Police say she was driving the car with Taylor inside. Prosecutors say Holmes and Gray got into an argument before Holmes drove off and Gray shot at the car, hitting Taylor in the back. She died 2 weeks after being shot.
It was real stressful, you know, from the day we found out to being in the hospital to everything.
The family says the violence in the city has got to stop.
Stop the senseless acts. That would be the biggest message, you know. These days, it's not a dog.
The death of Taylor Hayes, another situation that rocked the city. Because I told y'all, in Baltimore, it ain't a whole bunch of innocent people being murdered. Though it does happen. You know, kids do get killed, hit by stray bullets. It does happen when you're dealing with a city with high violence. But it's not as, what's the word I want to use? It's not as fluent as other cities, like a Chicago or a California or even a DC, you know, something closer to Baltimore, where people do drive-bys and a lot of innocent kids get killed yearly. Baltimore isn't like that. So when you have something like a Taylor Hayes, and I want to say rest in peace to her, somebody who lost her life so soon, so young, it devastated the city, hurt the city daily. But at the time, nobody thought that somebody that was known in the city actually had something to do with it, though it was by mistake, and you heard the details. An argument between 2 cars turned fatal, turned into a gunfight, and Taylor Hayes was killed, murdered, sad, innocently. But I know that Lips was a close friend to Skola. Now, during this time when it first happened, and I don't blame Skola, he didn't speak on it. He didn't even mention Lips' name, because if you coming up as a rapper, you don't even want nothing like this attached to you. Not saying that it was his fault or anything, but you just don't want this attached to your name, especially when it's fresh and it's, you know, people are still mourning and grieving, and, you know. So when Lips got took out the streets, Lips actually ended up catching 75 years in prison for the death. I'm sure he's probably trying to appeal, because I don't know who shot first or what's the details of the case, but that was an unfortunate situation. To get in the beef with a guy, end up a guy shoots 2 cars shooting back and forth, and the car that's shooting at you got a child in the car. Crazy situation. Crazy situation. So at this point, y'all, YBS has suffered losses after losses after loss after loss. And not counting the people that's Skola lost in his personal life. You know, people that wasn't in the limelight. People that's just from around the way. So at this point, you got Scoota. You got Trues. You got Lips. These are all people that came up with Skola from the beginning of this YBS campaign, but years go past. Then you got another unfortunate murder, and that was the death of Money A.
Police towed away a truck late this afternoon riddled with bullet holes. Evidence markers litter the parking lot. People heading to the mall today told WJZ they're shocked by what happened.
People really don't feel safe coming here like they used to no more.
Innocent bystanders could have got hurt.
Thank God no one did. This is just too much to handle.
32-year-old suspect Justin Powell, who has a prior criminal record, was pronounced dead at a hospital 2 hours later. He was wanted on warrants for possession as well as murder. Police believe he was behind the killing of Ali Hines, shot several times in the 1000 block of West Landvale Street on June 19th.
Y'all know you don't know what you can endure until you actually go through it. I'm sure y'all, when Skola and YBS first started this campaign, they didn't expect none of this. Like, these are all unforeseen, unexpected circumstances that when you go through it, you gotta navigate your way out of it. You know, because you don't want to become stagnant. Because it can happen when you losing people by way of the graveyard and the prison system. And it's happening. These are major losses. Everybody that I mentioned. And look, like I said, it been other people, you know, people that's just round the way. But everybody that I mentioned with this YBS campaign was pivotal players. Guys that was there from the beginning. And this can break some people. At this point, y'all, you talking about Skola, who, after Scoota died and Trues died, signed to Meek Mills. Meek Mills goes to prison. Skola go to prison. He come home. Now he got his man going to prison, which is Lips. Then years later, as he's still trying to rebuild this brand from taking a hit from going to prison, you got Money A, who was one of the early guys of YBS, played a pivotal role in the uprise of YBS. And that would break most people. That would break most people. But Skola got a good guy around him. A guy by the name of Stokey, who's close friends with Emery. I think they met through prison. Y'all know Emery is Jay-Z homeboy. So Skola and Stokey is actually son and father. Father and son. Stokey is Skola father, and Stokey, I know he been through his own times in the prison. He had his own little street wars that he been a part of, but those two guys sat down for an interview in which I think is probably one of the best interviews on YouTube.
Me, I really just stay focused, keep my eyes on the prize, like really block, maybe like all the noise. I really just know how I just tone it out and just stay focused. Role models as far as like music-wise, we had role models as far as like music-wise, we had the Teflon Dons. But like it was a lot of champs growing up there, like I mean, it was a lot of champs when I lived up the village, just growing up, that I more so was just and fascinated with like the lifestyle, like Okie, Cricket Fit. Like it was I could count on one hand Peyton. It was like they the ones like who I was I was inspired by and just fascinated with their lifestyle, like Okie, like Dirty. He made sure I was good. Like Street Guy just made sure I was good. Like they need for nothing for real.
How did that feel when you got the reaction off your first single as a rap artist in Baltimore, when that was something that you really didn't plan to do?
When I made the song, I let a couple people hear the song. When I first made Get Money, man, I would just pull up on people and let them hear, like, bro, I feel good about this record out.
And I always try to explain to you as a father, as a friend, what God got for years for you.
Yeah.
Like, not only did you lose Scoota, you lost a lot of good guys under the YBS umbrella. And I was telling, my friend and my partner last night that I never really seen you cry. I never seen you cry. I can't remember even one time I made you, your mom, and your brother cry. That's the last thing I remember, but I never seen you cry and show that much emotion when I know you got so much pain. How do you deal with that? When you know that it's something that really changed your life in a negative way. How do you deal with the pain?
I ain't gonna lie, that question, man, what you call me a lot, man, it's like, I can't say I'm numb to it, cause it definitely, like, I do be having my down days and when I go to deep thoughts and stuff, so, but it's like, probably like, just like, saying, I really think it's probably like my kid, my son, just being a good father and just being there for my kids type stuff really like help me. Just like when I do, like I could be having the worst day for real, but then it's like my son type stuff, he just brings so much joy. So just like doing something with him, or just like even if his littlest play catch with him, it just like gets so much joy out of it for real that it's like feel like this ain't nothing bad going on or nothing ever bad even happened for real.
You lost Scoota, you lost True, you know, I mean Bean, you lost Al, you lost a lot of people that was there from the very beginning, and if I'm not mistaken, all those guys believe in you.
Yeah.
And I remember last June on your birthday, during this album release celebration, you did a commemoration with all those guys because they asked him. And I know you say you're not numb to it, but I mean, did it ever get scary to a point where you say, you know what, man, this music thing is taking everything I love away from me. Let me just try something different, you know, because you got avenues. Your father, which is myself, had a lot of legal opportunity for us to invest in certain endeavors, whether it be, you know, real estate or of course, like, you know, the restaurant business. I mean, you could always came to me and said, Dad, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z, but you were determined, dreaming with passion. But did you ever get hopeless and say, you know what, man, I'm done with this music, I'm losing too many people?
No, I see, I go, if anything, I would take that the opposite way, like, man, I gotta go harder and faster, cause it's like, I'm not trying to keep losing people, and I feel like the longer I take, I'm gonna lose more and more people for real. So I ain't never get discouraged, like, man, I'm about to try a different career. It was almost like, nah, like, the dudes that's looking up to me, I'm seeing these dudes go from 1 million to 5 million to 10 million, like get from 100,000 to 200,000 to 300,000 a concert. So I always just be like inspired by that, and just like looking at that as like living proof that nah, you just gotta go harder, just stay focused, you know, and it's like trust the process. Cause if it ain't me, I be feeling like it ain't gonna be nobody, so I just be keep going.
I have to watch you put your life on hold, and I think I always told you, man, I done enough wrong for both of us, so I want you to always fly straight, because, you know, you're a damn good person, you know, you're a damn good father, you're a damn good artist, you know, and I always said you had every opportunity to be successful. You had things I never had, you know.
Yeah.
My father wasn't in my life, and I felt like me leaving you when you was 4, I wasn't in your life, but I was still present, although not physically, you know. But when you got locked up, I felt like that really put a halt on your career.
Yeah.
You know, and although you know, clowns who don't know the legal system, it was clowns who, you know, say shit that make me go back to the old me, because, you know, like I said, you my friend, and, you know.
It's crazy, man. That day, man, was a police. It's just like, I always be thinking, like, damn, man, like, I really just like almost like that shit's like the most dumbest shit I could have did, because it was a police car right there with just like so much just trauma type shit and losing niggas. It's like,
you saw the police car?
It was a police car right down front of the store, but I'm still like, man, fuck that police. Like, he in the store, I'm thinking wherever he at, I could come out and he can't save me. So I'm like, I still wanted to make sure I was good for real, but the police car was right there. But something just told me like, nah, fuck that police, man. He might can't save you, man. Like, but I ain't had to move like that for real. And that's why I was moving just.
Was you moving that way? And of course you got caught with a handgun because of the things that happened to your friends. You thought it was necessary. Because we can quantify the losses that you took in order and say, okay, we look at what happened, you know, schools, look at the truth, you know, what, you know. And Al was still around that time, but still, you know, all your friends died, you know, violently. You know, was that one of the reasons why you carried a gun?
Yeah.
You know, and I always say, well, man, we had enough money, we could have got a security, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, you know, but that's an afterthought, you know. And I always told people, you know, that if you made decisions, because I could not, and I never, people don't understand why, I could not see you in prison, because it made me feel like a failure. Because when you came to see me in prison, I felt like I failed you. So I didn't want to do it again to make it look like I failed you twice, because I thought that I was doing the right thing. But you were wrong, although you made a mistake. And in Baltimore, I mean, they always say I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, because I understand the violent lifestyle that occurs in this city every single day. And I'm glad I still have my son, you know, and a lot of people who didn't have guns on them or did have guns on them, I'm not here to tell that story. So, and again, you know, God allows anything to happen for a reason. For me, you know, being a person who grew up without a father, and you know, and seeing you grow and prosper and be so successful makes me so proud. And I be wanting you to, like not, if you beef, it'd be over something, because I know I'm not gonna stop.
Right.
But like, so I wouldn't know like what to do if something happened to you. So I pray hard, because like you got a lot of people out here like who it's hard for me to explain, because you're my friend, you're a good person, and I want you to win so bad.
Man.
Because you're a good person. But when we think about the city and how, like, I watch it play over and over on repeat, I'm like, yo, what can I do different to save my son and my friend from what I went through? But you're doing such a good job. So when you speak about not beefing, I be happy, because I know I ain't gonna stop. There's nothing, you know, nobody can tell me it's gonna make me stop. And I know when I go, man, a whole gang of people are gonna go. And I think about Bubba, and I think about Murr and Tony. I'm like, yo, now watch me and you go side by side to these funerals, and you went to more funerals than graduations. I'm gonna name a few people, and I want you to tell me how you feel about them. In one word, Meek Mills.
I'm gonna say Meek Mill. Legendary. Meek Mill, legendary.
Lil Durk.
The Voice.
Seti. Seti. Your friend Seti?
Oh, Seti J. That was my baby. Great person, man. Like, Seti was my man.
Miss Cindy.
That was my everything. My grandma was my everything, man. That was my
little baby.
Baby, I would say the GOAT.
Yo, this was the story of YBS Scola. It was lengthy, you know, because Skola has endured a lot on his rise to being who he is today. And Skola is not done or out. Skola is still dropping music. He still got a nice catalog. He's still putting together bangers.
Bad bitches, y'all a drag with us. Fuck up sags with us. Mine's a ball goodies. We so big goodies. Had a gun on me while I was performing. It had it on me, throw money enormous. I'm really rich, but I like I'm normal. I come from them corners, was out in the morning. Girl, it's not no regular cardigan. Went over your max, and all you did can't hold my cardigan. Had to take 2 steps back, this too much I'm invested in. I looked in the mirror yesterday, told myself you're a legend, boy. Every time I
bangers, though, he still haven't cracked mainstream. But I don't think that's just a situation that you can just pen on Skola, because Tech haven't cracked mainstream. Moose haven't cracked mainstream. These are all top Baltimore artists that I think deserve their spot. They worked their way to get it, and they deserve more. But it's saying like for some reason, I don't know if it's the industry. I don't know if it's the way we talk, the way we act. I don't know what it is that keeps Baltimore on the outside looking in. You understand? Even if we got the work ethic, we got the numbers, we got everything, we got the stories, we got everything that these other cities and these other rappers got that boosts them into mainstream, but for some reason when it comes to Baltimore, it just don't happen. I think it's because we ain't willing to conform. And I could be wrong, but I think it's because the average Baltimore person, yo, you ain't ready to run no play on them. They're not participating in nonsense. They ain't with nothing goofy. They ain't with nothing goofy. Now, we do got Shorty. He cracked mainstream, but he's still regional. He just made it out of the Baltimore region and branched off into the West Coast. And I did videos on him if you want to check him out. But I think when it comes with Skola, just like Tech, just like Moose, just like Scoota, these guys represent Baltimore well. And you heard this conversation that Skola had with his father. It was a serious conversation because as a father, I'm sure you want to see your child win. You want the best for your child, but coming from a city like Baltimore, when you endure so much and you losing people daily and constantly, you heard his father talk about, I ain't never even seen you cry. And you don't never want to get to a point where it's normalized, but when you lose so much, it's like, damn, what can you expect? And if we go back to 2016, like I told y'all, that was a rough year for probably most people on the streets. I lost 3 family members, countless friends in 2016. That can break people, but it didn't break Skola. It didn't break Skola. And he's talked about that when he was speaking to his father. He said, yo, I don't want to say that I'm numb to it, but got kids now. And when you see your kids smile, when you look at the smile on their faces and with the joy you bring to their life, it's like, yo, I got to keep going, because at the end of the day, that's what I'm doing it for. But I know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Like I said, this is the story of Skola. You know, salute to Skola, yo. Skola means a lot to the city. I think he actually moved out of the city right now, which is a good idea for anybody that want to, you know, branch off into, you know, new ventures and know new people. It's good to get out, get around, you know, spread your wings a little bit more, especially for if you're a rapper going into Atlanta, where it's a lot of that down there. It seems like it's easier to break through down there, and you don't got to worry about dying in the process. Not saying that things ain't happening in Atlanta. I'm just saying when you home, it's different than being away. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. It's another day. Keep it G.
Nigga can't do what I do. Y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.